Hey boys and girls, so I just bought or just installed this AliExpress label resin set. It was actually marketed to fit, I think, the 20, 21, 22, and 23, but not for my 24. But I went ahead and bought it anyways. Thought I would take the risk. My main goal here is just to protect the paint in various areas, and I thought it was maybe a little bit bland, very subtle, how Yamaha designed it. So I thought couldn't hurt to add, like this fender resin labeled. So these are the resin ones, and I think this is the only one. I couldn't find any resin ones for the 2024. I think there's just standard ones, which are flat without this thick sort of plastic. I also call them domed labels. Anyways, so there's that set there for the front fender. Let's go from the front to back. The hand guards, Roads of Life. I guess that's the European slogan for Yamaha motorcycles. It's not bad. The quality's okay. You can kind of see some, I call it dimpling, where there's maybe low spots where they didn't fill in the resin completely. This side is better. Not super noticeable. If you scrutinize it, yeah, you'll see it. The tank part came out really good. However, since this is for not for a 24, I should say. This is a Tracer 9 GT Plus, but this was they only had it available as the Tracer 9. And you can see that the hole pattern for the fuel closure or lid is different. So these two holes weren't filled in. I just leave them. I'm just mainly said for protection of the bike. This section here, maybe a little bit odd, but I guess that's just for key, so you don't scrape this plastic. I'm not really worried about that, but went ahead and did that anyways. What else? The side here on the tank label, and there's another definite low spot where they didn't put in enough resin. I don't know if it's manually done or if it's robotically done, but anyways, the fitment, surprisingly really good. Ease of installation, super easy. They're very forgiving. This here looks like it's maybe a little bit tight. I might have to burnish that down a little bit, or that could be, yeah, it looks a little tight, a wrinkle. But overall, I'm really happy with the set. I would do it again. It was $65 US. Took me about, I would say, an hour to install it. Here's the other difference between the older bikes and the newer bikes. You can see that this hole pattern definitely doesn't line up with this at all. But once again, I just bought this mainly for protection. I know my boot heel is going to wear through this over time, and so to have something on there to protect it would be good. Yeah, I think overall I would give the product, what do I want to say? I'll say a B. It's not perfect. B plus. Ease of installation, an A. I think the fit, I think the way they cut everything and designed them, everything fits, so I'd give that an A as well. And the only other thing is that this is more gold versus, the OEM bike, the 2024, it's more of a copper, I think. It's a little more reddish. But I don't think most people will notice. And overall, would I do it again? Yeah, I would do it again. So that is my review of the epoxy resin kit that I ordered from AliExpress. The vendor is, I think it's called Locomotive. Yeah, so I'm happy with that. And I also bought their side case pannier stickers as well. But I think I've decided I'm not going to ride the bike with the pannier, so I'm just gonna live with this Rhino Walk case. I'm really happy with this guy. And yeah, that's it. So post any comments or questions. Thanks.